Final boarding call for hate for Hogwarts Legacy. This is the final boarding call for hate on Hogwarts Legacy. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
And we are back today with Digital Dive in the Proper Gaming Talk Show. This is your boy, Honey Badger Don't Give a... Has it been 15 seconds? I can't do it, but it's been 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Honey Badger Don't Give a Shit. And we got me, Hufflepuff Puff Pass, baby. And today we are talking about, like the homie just introduced, the last call for the hate on Hogwarts Legacy before it releases in a week. Was it February 10th, right?
The 4th, I think.
The 4th?
For those who pre-ordered and get it early.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, pretty much within a week, this game comes out. Also within, of course, we can't forget the muddy Dead Space. Cool. So I don't know if that's going to affect sales or not, but it's already the highest game on Steam, just from pre-order sales alone. And that's a pretty huge feat considering how many people play Steam, yo. But just to start off, man, just like what the actual fuck, people, internet things, you can trace back, the start for this hatred and boycott, but it all started out of love, right? We got the first announcement for the Hogwarts game. Everybody was excited. It was dope. We saw the gameplay. It was cool. Everybody was hype, and then we find some J.K. Rowling tweets about saying how guys are guys and women are women. Then all of a sudden, the hate storm. And then they go and dive deeper. And then they find out that she actually does fight for some LGBTQ things in government, or at least puts money towards some LGBTQ
uses her influence
things
and money and celebrity status to try to push for more, anti-trans legislator and government and stuff like that, which is not great. And I completely understand people not wanting to be associated with, anything Harry Potter after those things came out, because, she still gets a ton of royalties and money from the Harry Potter franchise. So, I get it, but also all right, let's go the fuck in, because that's exactly what everybody's gonna bullet train to, and I'm gonna nip it in the butt right now. This bitch is already rich. She done made her money from the movies, and even before the movies, she made her money from the books. This woman was already one of the most well-paid authors on the fucking planet. All right, a little bit.
A game that comes out 20 to 30 years later that has nothing to do with her whatsoever is not going to make or break this woman. That's number one. Number two, bitch already got a whole Harry Potter world in Orlando studios where people go there every chance they can to get butterbeers, go see the flying flaming dragon, go to the stores, buy the props, buy the merchandise. She is never going broke. This is not hurting her, and it has nothing to do with her. This is a separate entity. She's on the North Pole, Hogwarts Legacy on the South Pole, and they come out and said this officially various times, and it's literally night and day. So you can take all that, it's misplaced.
Yeah, and on top of that, for everyone who's going to be like, oh, I'm boycotting it for moral reasons or for ethical reasons, again, get that, sure. Except this game, like Jules just said, has absolutely no ties to J.K. Rowling whatsoever, except being part of the Harry Potter franchise and in a world that she technically created. But other than that, she has no say in what this game does or contains or includes. And in the character creation of the game, you can legitimately make your wizard or witch trans, non-binary, whatever the hell you want, which goes directly against J.K. Rowling's views. So,
if anything, it's a slap in the face.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying forever. This game is literally a slap in the face to her views. Because even if she, gets royalties from the game, she's getting royalties from anything ever that's related to Harry Potter, right? Forever. She's always going to be getting that money, right? She makes like fucking some sort of $1 million from the movies alone, right? Yeah. So I get that. But at the same time, this game, if you get this game, if anything, you're supporting your own views because it's including stuff that she doesn't like.
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
That was quite something.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class. A few cobwebs and some dust. I am indeed a student, but that was quite something.
So
I mean, right? And also, I think it's hypocritical that people want to, crawl up this hate wagon for J.K. Rowling, but like they will plop themselves down in them seats for those Disney movies, and we all know the kind of messed up mentality Disney's had in the 90s and
way back
and
in the day when it first started.
Even early 2000s. Like it was bad, but you know what? They're like, oh, I don't care. I just want to see that pretty CGI. I want my kid to shut the fuck up. And I just want to enjoy my time as a parent, right? I just want to be an adult. But God forbid, it's God forbid you have to compartmentalize yourself and realize that those two things are in the same boat. Like you're going to sit down and watch, and you have all this racism in Star Wars and people attacking John Boyega and all these other, non-white characters that are playing in Star Wars, getting these major roles now. And it's just like, but you'll sit there and watch that though, right? With all that culture around it, and that toxicity, this game that has nothing to do with something that you're trying to go against. That's something that you just want to be up in arms with. I can't, internet. I can't. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
And it's actually funny. This game actually got announced back in September of 2020, and that was just a couple months after all the tweets came out about J.K. Rowling, and they still announced this game. And the game, when it was announced, everyone was hella hype for this game.
Right.
So it's like all this stuff about Hogwarts Legacy is only coming back up because the game is close to release and people are looking for a controversy. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole controversy was just, the media, basically, if you want to call it the media, like stoking the fire to get content up for Hogwarts Legacy so they get clicks and views and
and definitely want that clickbait.
A lot of people that are hating on this, like, they're hating on it in the comments of these articles of Facebook, Twitter, everything, right? So the hate's been there forever. No one was talking about it until now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and it's just like I noticed that the closer it gets to, the more extreme people get, like starting banning people from certain online communities and all this
we just
extra
got that
stuff
news too. Wait, is that Reset Era banned all promotional activity for Hogwarts Legacy? They did this apparently back in 2021, and then they did it recently again. I guess like a couple months ago. Apparently, they're just talking with the mods and admins for this, gaming forum. And they're like, and this is a quote from enemy.com that did this, that quoted them, that after continued internal discussion, we began to start outlining the issues put forth by Rowling and the game in question. And each time as we discussed it all, we kept coming back to the simple fact that Rowling is not only a bigot, but is actively pushing in her position as a wealthy and famous individual for legislation that will hurt all trans people. She uses influence and money gained from her success with Harry Potter to push transphobic legislation. Therefore, the mod team has decided to expand our prior ban on promotion for the Hogwarts game, to include the game itself. And then they turned off all comments and they banned all forums and questions and everything about the game on the website. And I'm like, guys, like,
if you want to hurt her, stop buying all forms and consumption of media containing Hogwarts, containing Harry Potter.
Like, do you know how
many that's what you need to know?
Watch the Harry Potter movies. How many people still buy the Harry Potter movies, stream the movies, go to, like you said, Harry Potter World, or still buy the books? Because you know what? There's a lot. Then there's a lot of controversy when it comes to authors or creators or artists and the work that they make. And there's something to be said about, separating the artist from the work.
Right.
And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, sometimes you just don't want to, include them at all. Hogwarts Legacy, like we said before, is not one of those issues because the artist in question has no control over the artwork that is currently being released.
Like, for example, like me and my girl went to a Harry Potter exhibit at the museum. You got all these little things that they do with the Harry Potter IP in different places. We went to the Harry Potter exhibit, and that went from January. They went from, what was it, last year? It went from January 2022 all the way through the summer. But you had that 6-7 months where people were going to these exhibits And because they couldn't get to Harry Potter World down in Orlando, they come to these exhibits, they buy the merch. I got a Hufflepuff chain, nice. Crest on my keychain right now because of that exhibit. Like people, and you can't stop that because this is people's childhoods. Like people grew up with this stuff and gained an emotional connection and bond with this stuff.
I camped out to see the first movie with my boy Phil.
Exactly. Like these things have certain these people. Some people came to these movies when they felt alone, or just scared, or just ostracized. They didn't have the jocks or anybody to really cling to. So they had these movies. They were fantasy. They tried to help with inclusion. With of course there are certain groups and races in that movie, in that universe, that were kind of separated from that. We're not going to talk about that right now. Yeah. It was just its own thing, its own universe that you could connect to, and then you met somebody else that connected to it. It was a whole vibe, it brought people together.
Whole community. And the thing is, the majority of the people in the community don't align with J.K. Rowling's views.
Right. Anyways, exactly.
I mean, do you know how many LGBTQ people are in the Harry Potter community? Fuck ton.
It's a lot.
Metric fuck ton. So what the heck?
Yeah, you're not going to get away from that.
My thing is, when it comes to controversy about in video games, 9 times out of 10, those controversies make the game even more popular. I mean, we saw that with The Last of Us, the most recent game to have huge ass controversy. And there are multiple controversies about that game. There's controversies about the way the game handled a certain character. Again, don't want to spoil anything in case people haven't played it or watched the show, because season 2 is coming. I'm going cracking. But there's also the controversy about Ellie being gay, or Abby being trans, which that was a weird fucking controversy because it wasn't even an issue because she wasn't. And even if she was, they were talking about that game being too woke, basically. All the examples that they used were just they tried to shoehorn Abby being tried to say that she's trans, but she wasn't at all ever designed to be trans ever. She was just a buff badass bitch. That's all she was. I
think it's funny when people are trying to call inclusion of LGBTQ woke, when it's just look at the reality. Look at the reality around you, bro. It's literally everywhere.
Whenever they include anyone who's gay, anyone who's trans, all of a sudden it's super woke. No.
I'm do you see the amount of gay kids that go to high school? Right? You see the amount of people that are discovering themselves at younger ages, doing all this stuff. By the time they're 20, 21, 22, they're fully transitioned over to that takes years, and that takes time and money and resources and dedication. It's happening more and more often.
The only time I'd ever call something woke is if they literally try to shoehorn that stuff into every single character. There's a Latina show called Elite. And as the seasons go on, every single character ends up being gay or bi. Every single one. There's not a single just gay or just straight character. All of them just,
soot swap.
All the time. And I'm okay, that's a bit much because that's a little bit unrealistic, right? You're not going to go into a high school where literally every single person is gay. No, you're gonna see a mixture of both. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's the only time that I would be that's a bit much.
Oh yeah, no, and I think this is a beautiful time to really separate the controversy from the game itself.
100%.
So we've seen Harry Potter games before, but the technology was limited, so it couldn't really give us the exact experience. They were good games, but you could tell that with good technology or better technology, they will become way better.
This is the first really big open world RPG level Hogwarts Harry Potter game we've ever gotten. We've never had a game like this ever,
and it's not tied to the movie.
Exactly.
It's pretty much it's like Batman Arkham, completely original story, just using the same IP. Basically. And you get kind of a creative freedom to kind of take liberties, and you can do more with that and make more. So it's very tricky, and because we never got a game of Harry Potter that was this big, that was away from the movies. That's another reason why I typed, because it's not just another movie game. They could have just, tried to readapt or remake
one of the other
the movie games or something.
Or do a Fantastic Beasts movie or something like that. But I'm nah, this is good. I like the way that they're doing this.
looks like it's so much about like genuine just fan service, but also done in a way that it's not wasting your time and you feel very like rewarded with it, because you could do so much with that. You know, of course there's going to be some disappointments about like, you know, not playing Quidditch or, you know,
yeah, I was kind of
stuff like that.
I was like, oh,
but like they could easily fit a multiplayer mode into this.
Yeah, right.
They could easily fit like a 1v1 or something like that, or like a dueling mode,
some sort of like multiplayer element to this game. Because like we get the line, you can fly in the broomstick. You have different creatures that can fly and stuff like that, and that's great. I love having that ability. But like I always felt like this game definitely would benefit from a multiplayer add-on to this. But I mean, you know, I might be wrong. The game's not even out yet. It comes out next week, so you know, I might be totally wrong. Honestly, when it comes to like controversy in video games, in any media, really, like I said before, I really think that the controversy heightens the hype and the popularity of that game. Like I said with The Last of Us, that game was incredibly controversial for multiple reasons, but it ended up being one of the greatest games ever made, and won basically every single award back in, you know, what 2019 or 2020? I forget. You can say what you will about the controversy about video games. I know even this guy, like a couple weeks ago, was saying that some media outlets might not want to touch this game or review it very well because of the controversy. I'm just like, hell no. You know how much freaking traffic they're going to get from their review on this game, especially if it's a good review. Like, they're going to get so much engagement, so much traffic, so many reads. It's going to be crazy. They can literally do whatever the hell they want.
I also don't want to underestimate the power of $1. If you can pay some of these people to say whatever they want, which is exactly why when you look at the fucking Forspoken trailer, beautiful, engaging, one of the best things this year, blah 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 blah. Why? Because of marketing. You know, so shit. It's the fucking $1. I don't put it past critics.
They literally grabbed the only 5 good reviews, so they came and put it on the trailer.
Now, that's not to talk shit on the game, because I will buy it just to try it out, because I feel like there is something there, regardless of all the caveats that come with it. But like, it's the same thing where like, I don't trust, like, I really don't trust that, you know. I think some of them are going to ride the hate train, because that's what everybody's doing with Forspoken.
Some of them legitimately might. And you know what? Whatever. If y'all want to ride the hate train, y'all do whatever you want. But I'm just letting you know, boycotting this game will do absolutely nothing for the profits of this game, or the profits that, you know, J.K. Rowling will get. Speaking of which, wanted to mention another argument for not giving a fuck about J.K. Rowling's connection to this game, which there is none. But she's not, like I said, even because she's not connected to this game in any way, shape, or form, she is literally only getting royalties from it and none of the actual profits that are going to be generated from this game. All those profits are going straight to WB. They're going straight to the devs. They're the ones getting everything. So you don't have to worry about her getting any cut of the profits. She's just going to get royalties, which is going to be a more or less a much lower payout than, you know, the devs are going to receive. So
yeah, exactly.
Royalties are always much lower than the, you know, what the producers or actual people involved get. So I just don't worry about it, guys. Like, look.
I'm also hyped because that game just recently got okayed for the Steam Deck, so that is going to be
that's going to be
so dope.
So you're not even going to buy it on consoles; you're going to buy it on PC.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna buy it on the console for my girl so we can play at the same time.
That's fair.
She's a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm just like more of a casual to like nice Harry Potter fan, where like she'll go to trivias and shit, and I'm like, I don't know
if I could do a trivia night for Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I really, really do. I've seen all the movies like a bajillion times, read all the books. I've seen all the extended media. I have not read The Cursed Child, so I was like, meh. But I really, really do like Harry Potter. However, I'm not as much of a Harry Potter nerd as I am, like, you know, Star Wars or Marvel.
Right. And I think it's going to be complete tangent. I just think WB is also trying to revive the Harry Potter series in movie form, so it'll be interesting to see.
Kind of. They kind of are. I don't know.
Because they're trying to do trying to do a Cursed Child movie. Like they're trying to do a post Harry Potter.
They've been talking about doing a Cursed Child movie for freaking years, ever since the book came out, and nothing's happened. So I don't know. But like the last freaking,
I saw some that they were going to be doing some serious pushes. I mean,
I'm sure they will.
Like you said,
I mean, it's a huge IP that's going to be a huge moneymaker. So why not?
And after all this debt they claim to be in, all this restaffing and cutting they're doing, I'm sure they're going to have plenty of terrible ideas. Yeah. Plenty.
Also, like the Fantastic Beasts movie, like I loved the first movie. But everything after that first movie was just kind of not great, because it wasn't even Fantastic Beasts. Like they shoehorned an entire different story into the Fantastic Beasts title. It's like, okay, the first movie focused around Newt Scamander and putting saving these animals and stuff, right? That was the whole movie, and that was really cool. I loved that. And then they introduced Grindelwald, which I thought was a great addition, and how they fucking were horrible with Johnny Depp, and they recast him. It was like disrespectful, but whatever. But like this next movie had like, it was kind of Fantastic Beasts. They kind of include the animals a little bit in the movie, enough that it worked. But then the third movie, the fucking beasts were nowhere. They had like a couple small scenes with them, and that was it. It was just a Dumbledore Grindelwald movie, and that was all I was like, why? Just make its own movie. This is the same issue I have with Assassin's Creed, where you're taking random ass stories, random ass characters that have nothing to do with Assassin's Creed, and making a game. I'm like, why? Just make it its own genre of game or its own new spin-off. Like, God, oh my God, it didn't make sense. It did not make sense, because the Fantastic Beasts movie, the first one, like I said, was awesome. I loved it so much. Ugh. But then they fucked it.
I think I'm going to really just enjoy just the open scenery, just
Dude,
being,
there's so much about this game that I cannot wait for, okay?
I know.
You want to talk about it? You want to talk about it? I'm calling it KJ. Let's talk about it. He's not here. I got to channel my inner KJ. Okay? I got a lot of KJ pent up in me. Not in a sexual way. But
I'm going to tell him you said that shit. I'm going to put that right in the chat.
He's probably going to watch it. I'm going to make this into a short thing. No, like this game, there's so much about this game that I cannot wait for. Like the fact that it's completely free roam and not just in Hogwarts, like the entire grounds, and, freaking Hogsmeade and the Forbidden Forest. I think the Chamber of Secrets is in this. I could be wrong, but I kind of freaking hope it is. I want to fight. I know you can fight dragons, so let me fight the giant snake. Let's fucking make it happen. Like, God,
let's do it. Let's do it.
I know there's this whole. I know that like they allow you to use the unforgivable curses in the game. Apparently, and this is one thing I'm like, oh man, but also kind of makes sense. It's only in the challenge arena that you're allowed to use them. And they're like specials. So like they're like ultimate abilities that you can use, because otherwise you could just fucking spam Avada Kedavra.
Well, that was the thing. I was like wondering if there was going to be any, like, if it was going to affect the story if you used it on people, and like how that would work being punished and stuff.
Apparently you can only use Avada Kedavra in the challenge arena. And that's like an ultimate move that you have to like charge up through other attacks or taking damage or shit like that. So again, from a gameplay standpoint, makes complete and utter sense. Like, complete sense.
It would make things way too easy.
Way too easy. Just run around and
I gotta get out.
Like, no. Okay, that would make it way too easy. But no. So I'm looking forward to the challenge arena. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The fact that you can play as an evil wizard or witch is also pretty dope.
That's really cool. Giving me Infamous vibes. Let's go.
Yeah, and you can also play through the game a total of 4 times or more, and each of them will have different stories, because each house will have its own unique intro and quests and stories and stuff like that.
No way.
Kind of similar to Cyberpunk, but I think a little bit better, because Cyberpunk.
That is so cool.
I know. I'm super excited about that. Also, I just want to throw this out there. The Hufflepuff common room is literally through, like, the door opens through a keg. And I'm just like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah!
Hufflepuff is the best.
That is so dope.
Like,
That's my house.
Slytherin is super cool because, like, the snake opens in a wall and the door appears.
We both, so guys, we both got Hufflepuff as our house when we did our test.
Sure. Like, come on.
So I'm gonna do a Hufflepuff run and I'm gonna do a Slytherin run. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna do a Hufflepuff and probably a Gryffindor run. Because I
feel like Gryffindor is like that basic one that everybody's doing Gryffindor. Like, I'm like,
I was surprised. There's a poll going around, and they're like, "Oh, what house are you going to play in first?" And like, of course, it was Gryffindor. Everyone's going Gryffindor because that's like the basic white bitch answer. But then the second one was actually Slytherin, or actually no, the second one was actually Ravenclaw. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, okay.
I didn't think anyone was that into Ravenclaw, but apparently there's a lot of Ravenclaw fans out there. And then it was Slytherin, and then it was Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is always at the bottom. Hufflepuff is always underrated and slept on.
I think they need to.
They're the best.
I think a good way to expand Harry Potter media is just do like what Star Wars is doing, right? Just like
100%.
Make up some in between stories out of the book that focus on each individual house. Because like for all the fans that they have for all the houses, most of them you don't really see during the movies. Yeah, exactly. You only see them like
a handful of characters for each.
Goblet of Fire, and then maybe one other one was where they really focused on all the houses. Yeah. But like it wasn't like, compared to
you only get a handful of like really important characters that you get like at least one or two important characters for each house. Like you had Nymphadora, who was a Hufflepuff, which is just super cool. And she was a badass bitch. She was hot.
Yeah.
And they had like Harry Potter was a Gryffindor, and then you had Snape was Slytherin, of course. I forget who is Ravenclaw. I forget who is the popular Ravenclaw or like the important Ravenclaw character in the movies. But yeah, so like you had like some characters here and there that are throughout each of the houses. So that's how they kind of represented them, more the adults rather than the kids, because you saw like absolutely zero Hufflepuff kids.
Yeah, none.
It was always fucking like
unless something fucked up happened, and it just so happened to happen to them.
The only kid from another house besides Slytherin or Gryffindor was Harry's like ex-girlfriend, something Chang, I forget her name.
Oh yeah, Miss Chang. Yeah.
She was in Ravenclaw. So you saw literally no one from Hufflepuff except for like NPCs, and that was it.
Jesus Christ.
It was like whatever. Hufflepuff is not slept on, guys. Why? Don't sleep on Hufflepuff.
It's because we're the party people. We like to make friends and have fun, and everybody's jealous of that because everybody else is just kind of stale. Yeah, but no, that's just me talking shit. But no, I'm like super excited to just become more immersed in this world. I never really did too much of it outside of the movies. Tried to read the books when I was a kid, didn't really get through.
See, my mom read the books to us when we were kids.
Oh, okay. Like my mom just read the books.
Every night she would read us a chapter or two of the books before we went to bed, and I loved it. That's a great childhood memory of mine.
Right? That's so endearing. That's so cute.
It. That's why I got into Harry Potter so early, and it was funny too because like the books were like banned in the Catholic Church, and all that shit. And
I do remember that.
My mom's pretty Catholic. She was raised Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I'm not Catholic anymore, but still. So that was kind of an interesting moment. But yeah.
Your mom's badass.
Hell yeah,
I always thought that. No, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if you grew up with this is going to be your like
this is childhood dream come true.
Yeah,
100%.
And
like this is every Harry Potter fan's wet dream. All right.
Yeah.
If they're gamers.
You got all these people who's like, "No, man, you don't deserve to like this game." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
the only argument that I will accept is KJ's, because his argument that have the game that
he's focusing on the game itself.
He's focused on the game. He's like, oh, this game's not going to perform well. It's not going to have any content. It's not going to do anything, right? And I'm like, you know what? That may be very well true because we have no idea what the story is of this game. All I know is that you're a completely original character and you have to save Hogwarts,
solve a crime or
yeah. That's the only thing about the story I know. I don't know much about the story. They've been just focusing on gameplay elements and stuff like that, and what you can do in the world. So I'm sure the game's going to be huge. I'm sure the game's going to have a ton of content. I'm kind of worried that the story might lack a little bit because they put too much focus on extra content and just expanding Hogwarts and what all you can.
No, I think it's going to have its place where like it's not a completely narrative driven game where. But it's going to be like there in the background in the way because they want you to focus on being a student, right?
I think it's going to feel more like Skyrim or Fallout, where like the main story is there, but there's all this other shit that you can do and have fun with. Yeah. Like, I just booted up Fallout 4 again, and I looked at the missions I've completed, and like I have like 116 missions completed. Only 6 of them are story quests.
But that's the thing. That's the RPG in me. Like what the hell? I got my RPG work ethic from like games playing on the Game Boy. Like, and so like before I go, and that's back when like games were really hard and they didn't give a fuck about scaling. Like I had to sit there and grind like 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 10 levels. Before I go facing that boss, and then after a while, I just started liking it. It became therapeutic. Come home, do homework, grind 10 levels. Come home, do that 3 days in a row, and then I go face the boss at the end of the week. Like that was my reward on Friday. Like, I'm gonna beat this fucking boss. Still, like so, like when it comes to a game like this, and you give me all this stuff to do. And you give me a story, I'm going to go level up. I'm going to go get my spells. I'm going to go get my.
I'm actually going to go to class and do the homework.
I'm actually going to go to class, right?
That's the interesting part of the game, though, is that you actually can go to classes and participate in actual classes. Like, but it's unfortunate because super interesting.
I mean, it's unfortunate because that's what progresses the story. But like, even still,
I don't hate it because it's really like you're playing a student. You're playing a student. That's just part of Hogwarts. Yeah. So like, I just hope that like they don't make it boring. Like you're just sitting through a fucking lecture. Like that would be really dumb. I'm like, I graduated college. I don't want to play college again. Like, no.
Hey, that's what I tell everybody that plays sim games, but they like playing sim games.
This is literally going to be the closest thing we ever get to a Harry Potter sim. Like 100%. But I think it's going to be a lot more like action focused than some people might be thinking. So
no, definitely.
I'm super excited for the game. I think it's going to be really well. I think the controversy of this game is only going to help it. And I just think that, if you're, boycotting the game for J.K. Rowling stuff, I mean, you do you. I can't fault you for, sticking to your ethics, but this is probably not the right hill to die on in that respect.
No, it is not.
Like, if you never watched the movies, never buy any, merchandise, anything like that, because it's directly associated with her, fine. Respect that. Do whatever you want, right? I'm still going to buy, Hufflepuff sweaters.
But once again, like, millions upon millions of people go see the Marvel movies, and half of the motherfuckers are probably saying people that's, like, trying to boycott this game. I'm like, you went to go see that Marvel movie? Under the banner of Walt Disney? The most known, biggest, richest anti-Semite alive?
Yeah,
that motherfucker? Okay.
Well, at least they were. Okay. They're not anymore, obviously. But
clearly, but you don't have to sit your ass down, boy. Get down there. Like, come on, get out of here, bro. Yeah. So, but like, I think it's going to die out. I think people are going to just one day people will see
going to die within the first couple of weeks to month of the game's release.
Yeah,
and people it's going to disappear.
So, I'm excited for it. It's probably gonna. I'm hoping there's going to be a sequel. Or no, you know what?
I don't think you want to touch that yet.
I don't need
wait till the game releases.
I wouldn't need a sequel. This is the type of game where I wouldn't need a sequel. I would just need consistent updates.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Maybe give.
They just came out with free updates and shit like that for this game. Like that would be lit. That would be.
Or if it's something that was like $5 or $10, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, like if it was like extra story,
I don't want live action level expansions. Like that's just something I don't want in this game. Yeah. Unless they were planning on making this game legitimately live service, but it's not multiplayer, so.
So, but yeah, that's my take on it. Internet, what do you think? Are you with us? Are you against us? Do you want to ban us? Just let us know in the comments below. If you do seriously try to ban us,
making this video,
right? Exactly. We just got another sub. Shout out to you, sub. Shout out to
our
you
last
for the
video
views.
Hit 200 views, so thanks for that. That's dope.
I don't even know how that happened. Thank you for watching us.
That video kind of took off. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Comments down below.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to get more subs. We're also going to be doing a Steam Deck giveaway, courtesy of this dude.
Yeah.
So that might happen once we reach 200. We're less than 40 away. So, you know, let's make it happen, Captain. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media. Facebook, not Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my OnlyFans, Twitch, my free cams.
You know what? I challenge you, Internet.
Soon. Yeah, get us under 200 subs and we'll open an OnlyFans.
Every 150 subs, I'm gonna buy somebody a Steam Deck. I'll do it. Until we get to 1,000. So you got. Promise. I mean, that's 8 Steam Decks. So 8 people can win Steam Decks if they keep watching our channel.
I'm not about to do math right now, but that's like 500 times 8. So I'm an English major. I'm not about to do that. No, that's money. That's a lot of money, and just no.
Hey, look at us. We're adults. We're making that adult money. It's cool.
Speak for yourself. All right. Look, guys, thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. Stay excellent. Get a good night's sleep. Make sure you eat. Don't get too drunk this weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace out.